Welcome back, everybody, to the effing title, and today it is episode 19, and this is a first. We have our first recurring guest streamer. We've had other recurring guests, but not a streamer. This is the first one. He was on the stream about 3 months ago, I think. He was one of the very first streamers I had on. He's a very good friend of mine. I was something else I was going to say, and I thought about it earlier, and now I can't fucking remember. And if I do ever remember it, I'll say it on the stream. But it's Xander, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, Xander.
How's it going?
It's going good. How about you?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, I had something in my head that I was going to say, and then I forgot what I was going to say now.
Don't you just hate that?
I do. See, this is why I write shit down. Like, this is why I write down all the intros.
Same.
What the fuck was it that I was going to say, though?
Oh, that I'm beautiful and gorgeous and that I'm everything that you've ever wanted in a friend.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's that, but I mean, everybody already knows that. That it's like, But anyways, everybody, for everyone out there, Xander, that hasn't watched the first podcast of yours, which would be upsetting if they haven't. But if they haven't, why don't you tell the people a little bit about yourself so they know?
So my name is Xander. It's a play on my name. My real name's Alexander. So I kind of just went with that. Yeah, I've been streaming for almost 2 years now. Haven't really seen much growth until the last year, because I took a big hiatus last summer. But yeah, I kind of just went into it because I loved playing video games and just thought, why the hell not?
It's funny how whenever I hear anyone talk about a hiatus, if they're a small streamer like we are, It's funny how as soon as someone says like, "Oh, I took a small hiatus," your channel like dies.
Oh yeah,
it seems it's like either your channel dies or you start to get that immediate influx because people think you're a new streamer, and then it dies again. But because it's one of those things that I struggle with a little bit. With some friends of mine want me to go like out and like come live with us, do this, do that. You coach during the football season, and then and just don't stream. And it's one of those things where I've said like if I did that, my community would die.
right.
Like you said, there's I feel like especially now with the whole COVID stuff, the growth for the communities is starting to grow for everybody.
It's definitely a good time to kind of stick around and put in that work. My biggest thing, because so I work full time. I'm with the Coast Guard.
Yep.
I went over to California for 2 months for training. And during that 2 months, I brought my Xbox with me, my laptop with me, thinking, what, on my, when I'm not in class, when I'm not doing stuff, I can just, stream from the barracks room.
Yeah.
That wasn't the case. The internet was worse than dog shit. Like I would have had better, I would have had a better time sticking my Ethernet cable into a potato.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it was bad. So yeah, 2 months without playing anything, no streaming. Came back. Luckily, I had my Destiny clan at the time, who they usually would always pop into my streams, and help me out. So that was good. At least like 5 people, just like help spread the word.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's always nice once you do get that like those buddies and all that like are a constant, like even if they aren't fully watching, they're just there to help support,
Right.
But so we got a great. I thought these were some really good topics. So this is the first time we've had 5 topics on the channel. How about that?
Look at that.
Yeah. So the topics for today are stream design, Valorant, Destiny, in-game live events, and My Life as A, which is the brand new reoccurring theme series, thanks to Dana. So, kicking it all off, stream design.
Yes, stream design. So I wanted to touch on this because I've been trying to get into the business of creating stream packages for everyone that are new, that may be new to Twitch or have been on Twitch but haven't been able to find a design that really works for them. But the reason I wanted to talk about it is that I like whenever I end my streams, typically I'll just like kind of peruse around Twitch, and actually just look at the designs that are being used by anyone from someone who's rocking like over 50K viewers to someone who's still at like, 13.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm looking at them, comparing them, and seeing what works, what doesn't work. And what I find interesting is that at the end of the day, the design doesn't necessarily matter so much as the content.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've seen people who have little to nothing set up on their stream, and they rock in like 100K viewers.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Um,
if you look at, like, XQC, for instance,
mhm.
like, XQC has, like, his chat in, like, the whole side of the screen, and then he just has, like, he just has a webcam box. Like, there's no,
Right.
like, thing around or anything. Like, that's all it is.
Hmm.
And
And
he rocks, what, 25 every stream, I think, something like that. I mean, it's...
yeah, so it's like it's kind of a hard business to try and get into, because me being, I have this background of being a graphic designer. Um, I look at the stuff, and like I'll watch maybe like 5 minutes of someone who has like a shit ton of viewers and look at their design. I'm like, this looks absolutely fucking dog shit terrible, and then
Mhm.
I'll sign right out. So I'm like, I try to wrap my head around like how is it that their content still surpasses the design? And I want to know what you think.
So my thinking with it is I think it all depends on, like, the person as well, because there's some people
Mhm.
where, like, for instance, I'm not going to use any names, but I'll use an example. There's one person that I know, streamer, not really in my community, but I mean, it's one of those ones where,
Mhm.
like, I check in on their channel, they every now and then check in on mine. Um, uh, their layout is a fucking train wreck. Is the best way I can put it. It's so bulky. It's so, like, everything just takes up so much fucking space. I mean, like, it's basically like a quarter of the page is taken away with what they do. And every time I've gone into their stream, I can't fucking do it. I'm there for like maybe like a minute or two, and then I'm just like, nah, like, like, I don't need to watch you, over the gameplay. Like, I like a lot of my stuff, like I don't know if you know or not, I have different layouts for different games I play. So for
Like that too.
yeah, so like for Overwatch, the layout is specifically so it's like you can see what weapons I'm using, where my abilities are, what the cooldowns are like on each one of them, like that sort of thing. In Apex, it's the same thing. You can see my weapons, you can see all my teammates, nothing's being covered. And then I just have one called Games, and all that is it's literally just my webcam, my frame, and it's in the bottom right hand corner. That's it.
Yeah, it's kind of like you can either have like different layouts for different games, because obviously different games have different heads up displays or
Hmm.
just different layouts in general. Or you can find that like perfect spot where you put your webcam overlay, and then maybe like your essential items or whatever in one spot, and just save it because that's what I do.
Yeah.
I try to find like that one little spot. Now, I've been trying to play around with it more because I noticed it covers up some things when I switch games. But what I noticed is um, the growth in like different webcams, like using like a mask over your webcam to create a custom shape.
Hmm.
I want to know what is your take on that? Like I've seen some people with like a straight up like vertical webcam layout, like all on the side. Like it's just like it takes up like the whole like
Yeah,
right
it's
third of the
like my thing is that, like, I want to be able to show certain things. You know what I mean?
right.
So, like, for me, for instance, when I go to Apex, it has like four things, and I think it's like the newest follower, the newest sub, the highest tip, and then I think there's another one. Like, I think it might be my follower number or something like that. And then right above it, it says like how many people I have watching at the time, and that's just like it's all four of them. One right on top of each other. The design given to me by the Nerd or Die thing I bought. and that's just over in the corner. And then in Overwatch, it's the same thing, but instead of it being one on top of each other, it's just a single bar at the bottom.
Right.
Now, I've seen some people that have the bar at the bottom and the top, and then the giant clunky webcam thing.
I've seen some crazy stuff, dude. Like I've seen some people, they legit have like a just the oddest shape. It almost looks like a cloud cut out of their webcam. One of the coolest things I saw was 2 nights ago. There's this Australian streamer. I can't remember his name for the life of me, but if I can find it, I'll send you his link. He has the coolest idea. He uses a green screen,
Okay.
but he still has that 16:9 webcam square.
Really?
But he uses the green screen so that the top of him kind of pops out of it, so it looks like he's in it, but not at the same time.
That's really cool. Yeah, that's kind of
It's
cool.
really cool, and I'll have to send you his link so you can see like maybe his VOD or something.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, man. I think
it was really
one of the things I was going to say is I feel like, because like what you were saying a minute ago with seeing the drastic difference between like the people who have like 20K, 10K, 5K, all that, versus the people who have like 1 viewer to maybe 10 viewers, you know.
Mhm.
One of the things I would say is that like I think that the aspect of the stream design and getting people to buy and all that is a more of a small streamer, maybe like pushing partner sort of territory, if that makes sense.
Right.
Because these are the people that are trying to build a community, and what's the easiest way to build a community is with visuals, right?
Yeah, that's what I would say.
You know, so like
I've been trying to push, my work to other people. Like, I mean, I don't want to be too pushy. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, yo, buy my shit.
You be as pushy as you fucking want.
but no, like I'll like if I find an avenue where like I'll jump into streams and just like like make small talk and stuff like that, and then and if anything were to come up, like luckily there've been a couple of times where I'll catch them, they're like playing around with some stuff and like, oh man, I wish this didn't look like this, maybe I should do like that. And I'm like, well, hey, I do design work if you're interested. Because I think, I don't know, I just want to make everyone look pretty. I don't know, it's something fun. I've been doing graphic design for like 8 years now.
Yeah.
And I think I'm finally at a point at which I have the skill set to comfortably and confidently give people what they want.
I mean, I agree. I think that the instead of the it's to make people look pretty thing. I think it's one of those things where I consider streaming very much like sports. If and this is gonna be a weird analogy I'm about to make right here, but like with the stream, right, you need to sell yourself. You need to sell your brand. You need to sell who you are. So for me, it's the Howler, right? All of my stuff is the Howler. I have the Howler, and then I have my new one, which hasn't been released yet. I'm still working on it because I'm trying to find the right wording and everything for it. But I got a new logo coming in soon. But for me, it's the Howler. Everything with mine is the Howler.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the same thing as if I say the New England Patriots, you know exactly what the fuck the colors are. You know exactly what the logo is, and I feel like that's what young streamers, small streamers. That's the big thing that they don't think about. Is because if I say Tim the Tan Man,
right,
you immediately know the Bleagle.
Mm-hmm.
If I say Ninja, you immediately know the blue, the yellow, the stupid Ninja logo. You know, if I say
you said it, I thought it.
Yeah, I'll say it every day. If I say Courage, you know what I'm talking about. If I say Dr. Lupo, Dr. Disrespect. All those the big streamers, Summit 1G, Shroud, like they all have that one logo that just you automatically fucking know what it is. You know, and I think that's the thing that I like the most about watching all the different stuff that you do with the stream designs is seeing what sort of like logo sort of thing like that you're going to create, along with how you're going to incorporate that with the overlay, the design and everything, you know what I mean?
That's like the biggest thing too that I try to put out there, because like A lot of people, they completely overlook the logo.
Hmm.
Me personally, I do more typographic logos. I don't really do illustrated logos too often because I feel like at times they can be a little too distracting, and
Oh yeah.
unless unless like with you, yours is perfect. Your username is Big Husky, and so that fits. But when you got someone like Chris Panics, um,
Yeah, exactly. That's when it
you know,
starts
you can't
to.
you can't really have like a cowboy as his logo or something like that, or just like a star. I mean, maybe because it could tie to the fact that he's located in Texas, but you wouldn't automatically think that stuff.
Hmm.
So that's why his logo that I developed, as well as Athena's, are a couple of my favorites
Hmm.
because they're very minimalistic in nature, but they showcase what they need to showcase. Like his is a connected CP
Hmm.
for Chris Panics. And then Athena's, since hers is 8, A7, Hina 12, it's literally the A and the 7 combined. And it makes but I kind of fiddled around with it to make it like a cool, like brand new symbol.
Hmm.
And that's my favorite style of logo where it's more just shapes
Yeah.
rather than like an actual picture.
Yeah. See, I like both of them because I think both of them do. I think both of them are um kind of work hand in hand a little bit for me because like for instance when I think of like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they have a very specific font,
Mhm.
right? Like it's a very specific font. Same thing with a lot of the different, and of course I'm always bringing up NFL teams because I'm an NFL guy today, but a lot of the NFL teams have very specific fonts based off their team.
Mhm.
And that works very much with like for me for instance with all of my writing and stuff, all of this on the fucking page right here is all Berg Western. That's my font. So like for me, and I love the way that you've been doing it as well because like yeah, for instance, like with a 12, what do you what I mean like what sort of like actual like imagery logo could you do there?
Trust me, I literally like stared at her name for like 2 hours. I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this?
The only
And
thing
then
the only thing that I could think of just coming off the top of my head is like a henna tattoo or a hina tattoo.
yeah,
That's it. Like.
well, because like I remember when I first started trying to play with some like logo ideas, I
Hmm.
kind of went with the illustrated or picture logo
Hmm.
idea at first because okay, so her username's Athena. What goes hand in hand with Athena? The owl, or the actual like sculpture of the Greek goddess Athena.
Yeah.
So when I started playing around with the Greek goddess sculpture kind of picture, that one was like, no. And then so I started playing around with the owl idea. I got a couple of good ones, but it didn't fit her vibe.
Hmm.
Um, and so then that's when I typed out her name, stared at it for 2 hours straight, had like 3 full glasses of whiskey, and I was like, you know what, fuck this. I'm I'm playing around with different fonts. I'm gonna delete this. Let's see if I can just like put this shit together, like put the inside the 7, and then let's see what kind of baby pops out, and then
That's
boom.
funny. Thank you, Anthros, for the sub. I appreciate it. Um, yeah, no, I mean that's awesome. Thank you, Xander, for the sub as well.
Yeah, I had that pinned.
Um,
I had all your stuff set up on my
awesome.
screen. I was like waiting for the right time to share that.
I appreciate it. I appreciate both you boys doing that. Yeah, no, I think it all becomes, and this, of course, this goes into not even stream design. This comes into like marketing and all that. But like, what do you want your kind of your identity to be? You know what I mean? Because like for someone like Tim the Tap Man, having the Bleagle is just for the fact that he has it on his chest.
Yeah.
Like Courage JD being a lion. The only thing I can think there is like the cowardly lion. Like that's the only thing I can think of.
Right.
But then for some people like Ninja, it's very fucking easy. It's a fucking ninja.
Yeah.
Um, so I think it will become like I think that like kind of that also can kind of play
Mhm.
into each other as well, especially if like for instance if you are doing stream, if you are like okay I want to do like for instance I've had in the past I don't know maybe 3 months I wanted to completely change everything. I've said it a few different times, but I don't think I've ever said it on the podcast. I've wanted to change everything: the logo, the name, the fucking overlay, everything. I don't know what I'll change it to though, but I just think there's something like I just, it's kind of almost like that urge just to change for the fuck of it.
Yeah. Oh no, trust me. Like as someone who doesn't, I mean, you've seen even since you've known me, I've changed my designs probably like 3-4 times now.
Oh yeah,
And it wasn't until I have my current setup now, where I'm like, okay, this is it. This is my style. This is what fits for me. Um, but that also comes with like learning new shit and whatnot.
yeah. I mean, like, and that's kind of like like I've had. Because I mean, I think since I've known you, you've only known the glitch. I don't think you saw the kind of the sapphire one that I had before that.
No, yeah, I've only seen your glitch
Yeah,
package.
I mean the glitch stuff. The only thing I've done recently with that is I've actually went from the magenta coloration to the just black and white version recently. That's all I've done.
Okay.
And that's only just because like the magenta was just wasn't my magenta.
Right.
So it kind of pissed me off whenever like both my logo and that was in the same screen, sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It just kind of threw you off. It was a little jarring.
Yeah, it was just one of those things where like I would always see it and it's just like, fuck this. I'm just gonna go black and white. It's like, and that was it was one of those things as well. Like I said, like I wanted to change. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, this is a very easy change. It's just going from,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I mean I think the stream design is a huge part of what can make and break you. I just think that it's one of those things where it's not so much bigger streamers because they already have their community. They already have everything set up. I think it's the younger guys or the younger girls or, however you identify yourself, growing as a channel.
Right.
I think that the design can really, it can help or it could not, or it could, hinder.
Right.
But I mean, and for everyone out there that doesn't know, I'm going to leave a link down in the description with Xander's Fiverr. Is it Fiverr or Fiverr?
Fiverr.
Fiverr, okay, Fiverr. Xander's Fiverr account. I've seen a bunch of the stuff that he's done. He's helped me with a few different videos and some stuff in the past. I've seen all of his different stream designs that he's done. Other people have bought. Incredible work. I highly suggest giving him a look if you are interested. He will do right by you.
Amen.
Now moving on to the second topic of the night, VALORANT.
Oh yes,
VALORANT. So,
VALORANT.
So you don't play VALORANT that much, do you?
I dabble.
Okay, so VALORANT is a 5v5. Okay. For everyone out there that doesn't know, Xander plays VALORANT almost every night of the week.
If I'm not playing.
Yeah. I kind of fell out of love with it a little while ago. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
When I found out that during the beta, when I found out that nothing was gonna be like brought over and everything got reset, I was just like, "Fuck this game." At that point, I was like, fuck this. Like,
I was actually in for a huge surprise because I was one of those nuts that got cosmetics during the beta. Knowing full well that it was going to be reset.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the game launched, I look over at the Valorant current what the in-game currency is for cosmetics, and I was loaded. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they gave you what, an extra 20% of whatever you spent, right, or something like that.
Yep.
That's fucking. I mean, I'll give them that. That was when I read that online. That was something they were doing. I was like, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
I was like, that's fucking cool. Yeah, no, like I said before we actually got on the air. I've been playing. I played last Sunday. I played this Sunday. My big thing is that I wanted to find, like, for me, my thing is like I got to find a day to play.
Right.
So I thought Sunday morning was kind of a good time because it's just, I'm bad at the game. I pop every now and then. Everybody fucking does, but I'm bad at the game. I just want to sit back. I want to, I want to just play it. I don't want to be, yelled at or, have some people, telling me I'm doing shit wrong or why am I not doing this? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Well, see, that's the beauty of the new game mode that they introduced with the launch, Spike Rush. That's for casuals.
yeah,
And if you come across anyone that is yelling at you, getting in your ass, like, why the fuck are you doing this, that, and the other thing, just be like, yo, listen, this is Spike Rush. If you want to fucking get butt hurt, go to fucking unrated.
yeah. I will say, I got butt hurt last week when I played it, and that's only because there was one person that would stay right next to me. I think they were a Phoenix, and they would flash, and then they would run, and there was like 4 people there.
Jesus fuck.
And like I'm sitting there like I'll shoot one, like almost kill one or kill one, and then like I look and the dude's like full running to like point B, and I'm sitting there like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you running? And then like after a while, that one got to me. But Spike Rush is a really cool new game mode. I do really enjoy that. The only thing I don't enjoy is the fact that you only get 1,000 experience for it.
I think they kind of changed that. As long as because I noticed when they first launched it,
Mm-hmm.
it was just straight 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. Now, last night I think I was when it finally clicked. If you're doing your missions,
Mm-hmm.
like your daily or weekly missions, those count towards it as well.
Yeah.
I think it was like it might have been like a bug or something like that, or they just completely forgot to do it, whatever. But you can get more than 1,000 XP now with Spike Rush.
The thing that kind of sucks is that I didn't get my weeklies didn't reset like this morning when I played, so I was working on last week's weeklies. Um, but yeah, no, I mean like I still have fun with it. I still I'm still popping off every now and then. I actually have some clips that I'm gonna put up this week from this morning. I have a nice triple that somehow I survive with
Yeah,
Brimstone.
it's a very humbling game.
Oh
I
yeah,
will say, because you'll have moments where you play against a bunch of scrubs and you're popping off and you're just like, oh, you're feeling good about yourself. Like if you watched last night's stream at all, you could see the shift in crew dynamics when we're losing and when we're winning. When you're winning, oh man, everyone's hype, everyone's like giddy, we're all making jokes, blah 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 blah. But the moment you start losing, everything just everyone's depressed. No one, everyone's just so
see
pissed off.
it's funny because like it's the one game that I play that I'm not cocky, I'm not depressed, I'm not like anything. I don't know how to
Mhm.
feel when I play it because I'm not used to playing mouse and keyboard. So like
Right.
when I pop off, I don't know if I really am popping off or if I just got lucky because, so like it's all these different
Right.
fucking like this morning, like I said, I had the triple and I don't think I did or say anything after it. I just kind of it happened and then I just kind of like I think I maybe smiled at the camera. Like
Oh yeah. When I start to take it serious, I get super quiet. I get like dead silent. I just have like Wi-Fi yelling in my ear the entire time, like stop shoot him, stop, shit. I'm like, I got this, I got this, I got this, I got this, I got this. And then
the,
finally, whenever I finally get there, I can breathe.
I did have one last week where we were playing Spike Rush, and I think it was either the All Pro or the Marshall round, and I'm sitting there like, oh fuck, fuck off game. Like, why would you do this to me?
Right.
And it was like a 2v1, and this dude's like chasing down the enemy guys, chasing down one of our guys. So I'm like perfectly trying to line up the fucking shot because if I don't, I'm missing every shot. I already know I will, and it literally took like 20 seconds for me to line up this goddamn shot to take this guy out.
Oh man.
Um, but yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I've been having fun with it. It's still one of those things though where you play 3 or 4 games of Spike Rush, and I'm like, okay, cool. I look up at the clock, and it's like, or I look at my see how long I've been streaming for. And I was like, cool. It's been like 40 minutes. Dope. It's like let's play one game of unrated. Play one game of unrated. Now it's been an hour and a half,
Yep.
and now I'm like,
Yep.
cool. I don't want to play anymore.
Yeah, you got to find that balance. One thing I've noticed is like I mean, we've gotten to a point where we could play maybe like 2, 3 unrated matches, and feel good. But you gotta sprinkle in Spike Rush. But you have to be in that mindset like this is going to be a while. This is
Remember,
gonna take some time.
I was gonna say, remember those days during beta when we just used to play fucking unrated for 5 hours.
Oh yeah, oh
Uh,
yeah.
Also, I love how I'm
This is
saying that
great.
like it was like 3 years ago that happened, and not like literally two
It
weeks
wasn't
ago.
yeah.
I'm interested by the game. The other thing I really like about Valorant, I'm not gonna lie, is it has my highest fucking YouTube video out there. So I mean, I appreciate them for that.
There
So
you go.
yeah, I mean, that one was fucking
It's,
crazy,
it's the hot thing right now. It's like the big game.
bro. That one though was like so. The best video I had that hit 1,000 was the Star Wars Fortnite video
Right.
right before Star Wars came out. So of course that's gonna pop. It's
Mhm.
almost impossible for it not to. It got 1,000 views in over 2 months. Like in 2 months, it had 1,000 views. I'm like, cool. So I did a reaction to the cinematic trailer, and then I didn't realize that there was a gameplay trailer after it. Like there was also like they released both on the same day. So I said, fuck it, and I reacted to both of them. This motherfucker, in less than 24 hours. Yeah, in the first 5 hours, it was 1,066 views.
Damn. That's impressive.
I couldn't fucking believe it. Like I posted it, I got off stream, posted it on YouTube, which is kind of like, okay, I'm doing a bunch of other stuff, and then I think one of my college buddies there asked me like, hey, how's your video going? And I looked, and it was at like 900. I'm like, time out, what? Like,
Oh. Okay.
I was like, so this is how big time streamers feel, huh? Cool. Like, um, I like the characters. I like the design of the game and everything. I don't think it should come to console. I will say that.
Yeah. No, that's a big no-no.
My thing is that there's too much. There's too much going on for it to come to console.
Right.
And I started thinking about it, and it's like, okay, so you need a button for buy. You need at least 4 to 5 ability slots. You need you need buttons to be able to throw stuff down, throw stuff away, crouch, run, walk.
It's doable if I look at the Xbox controller. It's definitely doable. It's just one of those things where, like you probably don't want to.
Like my thing is that like, is it really gonna help them make more money?
Yeah, no, I don't. I think it'll hurt the game more
Yeah.
than it helps.
Oh, and like one of the things, I think, of course, one of my buddies, I think, corrects me on this, but I think Rainbow Six Siege has kind of like a plant diffuse sort of mode or
Yeah.
something like that. Recently, Warface came out with a $20 game called Breakout that is CS:GO on console. And I've heard good things, and I've seen other things that says just don't spend your money on this.
Like the whole thing about the game, like it's the big thing about it is the fact that it does not have aim assist whatsoever. The moment you add a controller in there, you're going to need aim assist because it's damn near impossible to get that pinpoint accuracy
Yeah,
if you're using a controller.
truth. Like I said, I don't want to see it come over, and I'm an Xbox guy saying this.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like when you're playing the game, it doesn't feel like a game that should be on console.
Right.
If they're gonna move any sort of game like that, if Riot was at Riot, if you're ever gonna put any game on console, put TFT on console. That'd be fucking cool to play TFT on my Xbox.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
but yeah, no, I don't know. Like I said, I like the design of the game. I like the characters. I think the characters are very well made, and I think the abilities are very well thought out as well. Yes, some characters are. I'm going to word this in a way that's going to piss people off. Some characters feel more overpowered than others. But overall, though, I feel like they did a very good job with it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the game. And I didn't think I would be, to be totally honest, because everyone's like, oh yeah, it's a combination of CS:GO and Overwatch. I played probably a collective 30 minutes of CS:GO prior to Valorant coming out,
Mm-hmm.
and Overwatch, I played like every now and then. I know you're an Overwatch guy,
Yep.
but I played like every now and then, and I never really got really big into it. But the moment I started playing Valorant, it just felt so fluid. It felt very well polished, even in the beta.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there were some bugs and glitches here and there, but for the most part, for a beta, it was the cleanest
I mean,
beta.
and I was gonna say, like, name a fucking game that doesn't have bugs or glitches. You know, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, and it's one of those things. Like, I love the people that said that Valorant's going to kill Overwatch, and it's like, no, Overwatch is going to kill Overwatch first of all, but secondly, if Valorant was to, because it's not going to, if it was going to kill anything, it would kill CS:GO, and it's not going to kill CS:GO.
Right.
We can already see that right now if you look on Twitch. It's not,
Right.
Valorant has its own unique little niche now.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, what I want to know is why are we so in this culture of killing off games?
Oh,
Like, why can't they coexist? You know, you have
so
CS:GO, you have Overwatch, who already have established communities,
Mhm.
established esports leagues, all that shit. So why are we all sitting here saying, "Oh yeah, this game's gonna kill this game"? No, it's not.
My thing is this: is it's the same thing as like all the people. People still say, I was like, "Well, Overwatch is a dead game." I get into games easily when I queue in them. Oh, Apex is a dead game. I get into games easily when I queue in them, and I'm talking about playing on Xbox. So I'm not even talking about PC, where there's how many more fucking people playing probably. Like I honestly think it's a part of the cancel culture thing, where it's cool to say these things.
Yeah.
And like, but yeah, no, I mean, like, and it's one of those things. Like I said, like I saw it come out, and I thought this is going to be unique. I started playing it, and after I got my code, I watched you play it for I don't know how fucking many weeks before I got my code. But like, and I could see watching it. I was like, yeah, this is gonna bring up some of the Overwatch people over. This is gonna bring some of the CS:GO people over. It's not gonna kill either game though.
Let's see. Oh shit! Almost knocked something over.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, and like I said, I was able to unlock Breach. I got my second free agent today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I chose. So I don't like Breach at all.
Okay. Yeah, his apparently from some of the videos I've seen, his skill set has kind of a learning curve to it.
He's one of the higher.
He's all flashes.
The reason why I got him was because if I bought him, then it would be easier to get his gun charm than it would to be grinding to get his gun charm.
Right.
And then immediately after doing that, I then activated Viper because I want to get all of her stuff.
Right. I want to get her shorty skin.
Sade. Yeah, no, yeah, that skin looks really good. I think that's one of the better looking skins if I remember. I'm trying to think of it through all the ones. I think that one, and then I think the Sova one. The Sova one's like the sheriff, but it's an owl, right? There's like an owl design on it or something. Yeah, I like that one too. But yeah, no, I mean, so here's my question, because I find all the Valorant stuff because I'm always looking online at all the games and seeing what new stuff is coming out. So I'm like always kind of keeping up. But what is the thing that you're looking forward to here, future wise? Let's go short future wise with Valorant.
So the latest that I've heard was that team deathmatch was going to be a thing in the future. I don't know if it's the near future. Because you do better at keeping up with game news than I do, but I've heard team deathmatch is going to be a thing, and I think that'd be interesting to have just more game modes, more things to do in the game. Because right now we have 2 game modes, which I mean, granted, it is good to have. You have unrated, which is your lengthier game mode, and then you have Spike Rush, where you can it's casual. You go in, it takes maybe like 30 minutes at the very most.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice to have like a team deathmatch where it's like kind of like in between, and then comp coming out, which, oh man, I need practice. I've been trying so hard to get good, but I mean, God,
well,
I don't know.
My thing with like the comp aspect of it is what's the payout gonna be?
Honestly,
is it just a badge that you get? Like what? Like
yeah. I think it's just bragging rights, really.
Then at that point, I don't give a fuck. Like that, I'm so cynical with it now. It's unreal because like Overwatch, you play comp, you get enough points, you buy the gold gun for a character that you use. Awesome, so like there's my payout. Apex, I play comp, I get enough points, I get in gold, I get a gun charm. Cool. Like give me a payout.
Yeah, I think they're probably holding off on announcing any more stuff about comp because they're probably working on designing stuff like that.
Yeah.
They might be doing like maybe like specific gun skins or like what if it's like a Valorant only, like once you reach Valorant you have access to this like specific gun skin package or something like
I was
that.
gonna
Like
say
I
that
think
would be shit like that would be cool. Especially
yeah.
if they did
Or even just a title card,
Yeah.
like an animated title card that no one else can get because like right now they're all static images. What if you could be the only one with a really cool animated title card?
Yeah, I just like that's my thing is I feel like there needs to be some sort of payout because that's my big problem with Bleeding Edge. I don't know if you've seen me play Bleeding Edge or if you know what Bleeding Edge even is or
Yeah, you mentioned to me a while ago.
yeah. So it's a 4v4 melee game. So it's kind of like Overwatch, and then at the same point it's kind of like it's just kind of its own thing. Like there's like capture the point, there's get power cells and then drop the power cells off, but it's all like melee based. So like one of the playing people that I played as was Makutu. He's an islander, he's a big guy, he's a tank, shocking. But he has like one of his moves is a charge like Reinhardt. He has a speed heal switch like Lucio. His ultimate is like Wrecking Ball. So I'm playing this dude, and it's just like, cool, this dude is basically 3 Overwatch characters in one. But there's no payout to playing the game.
There's nothing, it's just go ahead and play.
It's just play. So, I mean, it's like, okay, let me rephrase that. The payout is once I hit level 30, I can buy a specific skin for the character.
Yeah, there's more than that.
Like... And like that was the thing is like I stopped playing it. I mean I'm gonna play eventually at some point here with Dana because she bought it.
Okay.
But like I just kind of stopped playing because like yeah it's like what like why the fuck am I playing this And the other thing as well is it's the same thing with most games like that where the healer characters aren't cool enough so people want to play them.
Yeah, they gotta create like some sort of incentive,
Yeah. Speaking of incentives.
Oh man, I knew that was gonna go here.
Moving on to topic 2, topic 3, Destiny. Woo!
Yeah, that's the big one.
Incentives, all sorts of incentives here. Brand new seasons, brand new things. All the things change. It's nothing like the old seasons. It's just totally brand new, right?
Well, okay, so this past season and pretty much everything else after like Forsaken, but what they've done recently, I can speak for a lot of other Destiny fans that I think they finally got their shit together. So tell me why you have a game that you're playing, and there's like a little known thing in the game called public events.
Okay.
You do them just for like daily, weekly bounties, whatever. You just regular grindy shit or whatever. And then you have this event, right?
Okay.
Guardian Games, okay?
Yep, I remember this. Yep.
So there's like Destiny's version of the Olympics, right?
Okay.
Okay, cool. You're gonna pit the Warlocks, the Titans, and the Hunters all against each other.
Sounds awesome.
Right? Yeah. And I'm thinking, ooh, what are they gonna have? Are they gonna have like special game modes where we can like literally just match up with other hunters and then go up against like warlocks or go up against titans? No. Who can do the most public events? Fun. That's great.
So for everyone out there,
I signed out. I literally stopped.
Oh, I remember watching that stream. Like
that was oh god.
For everyone out there that doesn't know, I'm not a Destiny guy. Xander is a Destiny guy. But I've watched Xander play. I watched Athena play. I was gonna play at one point, and then I watched a video, and it was trying to explain like what the classes are. And And immediately at that point, I just turned it off, and I was like, "Cool, I'm just gonna keep playing Overwatch." Like, I clicked on it. I was like, "Okay, now a hunter. With a hunter, you get to do these things, and then there's this whole tree arc, and then there's this, and there's that, and then if you do this, then you can get that. But if you get this, then you get that." And like my brain just kind of shut off at that point, and I'm like,
Shut off at that point. So they've simplified a lot of the class abilities in Destiny 2.
"Okay,
Whereas Destiny 1, it was kind of like you could pick and choose different things within that. So essentially, right now, everything is grouped into three groups of four
yep,
for your abilities within a subclass. In Destiny 1, it was just all like on this like just one page, and you could pick, and they're like columns, and you could pick one in each column, and you can mix and match, and like you had a little bit more customization
there we
with
go."
it. I was about to say customizability, but I was like, that's a fucking stupid word.
Customizability. I like
Yeah,
it.
it's a word, right?
Yeah,
But
I mean, it is
it's a
now.
stupid word.
Um,
But no, and they've hinted at the fact that they might be going back to that with the new expansion coming out in the fall,
interesting,
which
interesting.
I'm super excited about.
Okay, so tell me, and everyone out there a little bit about this new season.
So the current season
Yeah, or the one that they're,
they're
like,
building up to.
yeah,
So they're building up to the new expansion this fall because in the Destiny realm they usually have like a big expansion that takes place in the fall, um, and it's not every year. It's like usually every like 2 or 3 or something like that.
okay,
Um, but yeah, this is going to be the big expansion where they're starting to answer a lot of the questions that we've had even since Destiny 1. Um, and
interesting.
so I think they've been planning this for a while now, and they finally have gotten to a point where they can kind of like release the hounds,
Hmm.
so to speak. But I think in a way, the fact that they've dropped the ball so many times prior to might help them in a way. Because you have like people like me, I stuck through as long as I possibly fucking could because I've been a Bungie fan since Halo 3.
Yeah,
Um, I didn't have an Xbox until Halo 3, so I know a lot of Halo fans are probably like, "Oh no, Halo 2 was better." Oh, fuck off.
Halo 3.
Um, but I loved Halo, and then they sold it to 343, and then I was kind of like lost in the sauce. I didn't really play games, and then all of a sudden Bungie came out with Destiny 1, and that actually brought me back into gaming.
I
Um,
remember the hype when that first came fucking out.
Yeah, yeah, it was really cool, and because like I played a little bit of Skyrim here and there, and I played Fable for a little bit. So I had like that kind of like RPG, kind of experience, and I really enjoyed that. But I also still longed for a good first-person shooter. I played Call of Duty here and there with my brother, but that was about it. I didn't really get into it like a lot of people did.
Mm.
But then when they talked about Destiny as like an RPG first person shooter, I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Let me play this. And I was hooked. So I've been following it ever since then. But like, God, they've had some big mess ups. Like, fucking Christ, dude. Like,
Well, like, and that was one of the things I was gonna say was that, like, we were talking about dead games a little bit ago. Or, like, why do people say
yeah.
that? But I mean, Destiny is one of those games that people consider
A dead game.
a dead. I mean, like, and it's crazy to me that
Mhm.
because I'm going to get into this in the next topic, but when I was when you were doing the live event,
Mhm.
like I said, I'll get into it in the next topic. Okay, but yeah, when you were doing that, I didn't realize how kind of dedicated the Destiny community was
Oh, yeah.
until that event. Like that event, when we were doing all of it, and I'll go, like I said, for everyone out there, we go over it in a couple minutes here. Um,
Mhm.
but like, yeah, I was like, holy shit! Like for a dead game, this is pretty fucking cool.
In fact, I think I'm guilty of it too, where I was saying if they tremendously drop the ball on this, like this could actually put the nail in the coffin.
Hmm. What was
Which I mean, in a whole, like I guess we can kind of transition into it.
yeah.
So as a whole, the in-game live event, took like what, 90 minutes.
Yeah, I think it wasn't it 2 hours in total or some bullshit like that.
It was 2 hours total for me because I showed up early.
Yeah.
And I got error code Beaver like 3 times while I was waiting for something to happen. But no. So I see both sides. So as a consumer, as a player of the game, I want something to happen.
Okay.
But also at the same time, I'm a father. I got a family. I got shit to do. I don't have time to sit around waiting, watching for 90 fucking minutes for something to happen. That's why, like, in my experience, I've never experienced in-game live events before, but I've seen videos of them.
Yeah.
And they're usually really quick. They happen, and you know
Mhm.
that, oh shit, that's cool, you know. And then you can go on with your life.
Yeah.
But this, I'm like sitting around like, so what's happening? You guys didn't notice anything? And then and we're just sitting there staring into the sky for fucking ever. Then all of a sudden, wait, I think I see something. Oh, there's red lines. Okay. Cool. Those weren't there before. What now? 10 minutes later. Oh, they're bigger now. Okay. That makes sense.
Oh, look, there's more of them.
Bigger. There's more. And then they increase in size, and then next thing you know, you start to see little
dots.
like explosions. Yeah, they're little dots popping up on the ship. And then finally they get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then finally at like what was it, like 2:30 in the afternoon?
Something like that.
It finally exploded. And I get it. They were trying to make it realistic because it's like just outside of our atmosphere.
Still.
We can and stuff like that. Like, okay, we get it. You're trying to be realistic. But at the same time,
at the same time, 20 minutes before that, you're looking up in the sky going, is that a bird or is that a dragon? I think it's a dragon. You know,
exactly.
You can't be like, you know.
We play a game where dragon, like, they're not necessarily known as dragons. They're called Ahamkaras.
Okay, so dragons.
But they're basically wish dragons.
Mm-hmm.
They exist in the lore. Okay. Yeah. We play a game where you can throw a giant fucking purple ball at people and make them explode. We play a game where a little talking robot revives you. We play a game. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's a fucking game. It's not real life. You don't have to make it realistic. Okay, just make the damn thing explode when you say the event is going to happen, and let us go on with our lives. I had to wash my car that day. Okay. I had to wash my car, and next thing you know, it starts raining. Okay, I'm like, fucking shit.
I'll say this. I've seen a lot of the Fortnite ones.
Mm-hmm.
I've also fucked up and missed a few of the Fortnite ones, even when I was streaming them, and like fully fucked up and missed them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm. I get it. They wanted to be realistic, but they also wanted to make sure that there's enough time for people to make it there. But
that's the thing. Like, I don't get that part though, because saying like they wanted to make sure there's enough time for people to get there. Okay, the event starts at 1. Okay, so make it go like to 1:10. Not the event starts at 1. Okay, at 2:30 we'll make it actually happen.
Like I can't remember who said it, so I can't give them credit properly, but they said it the best. It's like going to see your favorite artist in concert, and they start at 1:00, and you show up at 3 expecting them to still play the full set. No.
Yeah.
No, you fucking missed it. Try again next time.
Well, the only thing I'll say is I'll give them props. They did a live event. There's very few companies that do live events. Like,
and there's a lot that goes into it too.
Oh, of course. I mean, Fortnite has done it so many fucking times now. It's probably fucking easy for them.
Right. This is new territory for Destiny.
I consider Apex having done live events because of the little Easter eggs, but then also like the crypto thing. Remember that?
I don't think so. I think that was crypto came out right around that.
So there's one part there's one part in the labs section where like you go in, like you break down the doors, you run into the room, and crypto's like behind like a wall doing stuff. He turns and sees you, and then he runs out.
Oh shit!
Like, it was a really cool little. It was almost just like a little Easter egg thing. But every time you went into the game, it would happen. Like, so, like, even though it's technically not a live event, I still consider that, you know what I mean? A live event, because it's something brand new that they put into the game just for that moment.
Now, what do you think that live events bring to the table for these games? And do you
Um,
think that more games should do them?
yes, I think
I
more
think,
games. I think more games should do them.
yeah,
It's
I think it's very interesting. It promotes that whole community aspect of the game.
well, and the other thing as well is that, like, for instance, think about it. I've seen, I don't know how many fucking tweets today of big name streamers who haven't streamed Fortnite in 3 months saying, "I can't wait to stream Fortnite tomorrow."
Oh, is there a new live event?
The live event's tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's the
Well,
only
wow.
reason. Like, well, that was the thing. It's like when you said that, I was like, beautiful. I like, so for everyone out there that's going to be watching this, I'm going to be doing the live event tomorrow for Fortnite.
Oh, there you go. Plug.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's just like I think it brings a almost not a notoriety, but it kind of can revive a game or even bring in more viewership, and more viewership always means more money.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I think that's the big thing. It's the tough one. Like, for instance, how would you do a live event in Overwatch?
Yeah, that's difficult. That's because
The
there's no
only
just like sit and wait aspect
the
of it.
only way you could really do it is like have everyone on the game, and then at like 1 o'clock, a cinematic drops in the game.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the only way I could see it happening.
But see, I don't even consider that like an in-game
Oh,
live event.
and that's
You
the
know,
thing, right? Like
it'd just be a live event,
it's just it's
like something that's like in-game where like Fortnite or what Destiny did, where you're playing as your character, you're walking around like you normally would, and then there's something going on around in the environment itself, that makes you feel like you're actually there experiencing it.
I think one, it takes balls in order to do it because
Oh,
it's like, for instance, like I remember you and Wi-Fi being like, did someone like press the wrong button?
right.
Is like the guy that's supposed to press the button not at work today? Like, you know, like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like that one took so long. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, did someone fuck up? Because like by
Yeah.
now I've watched the Fortnite one, I've downloaded it, I've uploaded it, it's now on YouTube, and other people are watching it.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, you guys are still like, sitting around eating popcorn and looking at a bright light in the sky. Um,
Well, another thing is to pull it off. Like, oh shit, hold on, accidentally hit one of my hotkeys. Um, but it's really difficult to pull it off, like especially during quarantine, when for the majority of the time everyone's been working from home.
yeah,
Um, and to be able to pull that off, like that does take guts. Um, but I think on the community side of things, like you probably saw us like typing in the all chat, like with the people that were at the tower with us, sitting there like, what the fuck's happening? Blah, blah, but it promotes people to talk,
oh
and
yeah.
like and talk about what they're witnessing.
When it's kind of like it's the same thing with kind of like with Fortnite. Like, before, you used to be able to kill people during the Fortnite live events.
Mhm.
Now they've made it so you can't.
Oof.
But they've also, like, there's a part beforehand where you kind of still can. So like the community itself has kind of gotten into that situation where it's like, look, it's a live event, don't be a douchebag.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
even 3-year-olds are abiding by that rule. So I mean,
Oh, look, teach them while they're young.
yeah, right. So I mean, you kind of, it's, I don't know. I think, like I said, I think it takes balls to be able
Yeah.
to pull off a live event. It's just that
Mhm.
I think it's tough for a lot of games to be able to do it because, I mean, like for
There's a lot that
Fortnite,
goes into it.
yeah, for Destiny, for instance, you load into the game and you're in the game.
Mhm.
With Fortnite, you load up the game. Now you have to try and get into a game, and then you have to go through the queue and all that, and then, so it's kind of, I feel like it all depends on the game. But I would love
Yeah.
to see more games do it. I don't know how.
Right.
Like I said, Overwatch. How would Overwatch do one? How would Valorant do one? How would Apex truly do one?
Right. Right. Well, here, let's. I'm gonna take a quick break, real quick, because I downed that energy drink really fast. So, and if you've been on my streams, you know I have the bladder the size of a pea. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll be right back.
All right. Hello, Xander's chat. During this time, I just want to say I hope everybody is having a fantastic day, depending on where you are. I hope you all are staying safe during these crazy times, and yeah, hope everybody is just having a good time right now. Don't need no negativity. We already have enough of that shit going around. Yeah, no, now I'm thinking, how would a game like Overwatch or something pull off a live event? Ooh, maybe idea. Maybe with Overwatch 2, with them doing a story mode, maybe they can almost put it in so that when you load into like it goes live at 1 o'clock, you have to load into Rio de Janeiro. You load into it, and that's when the event happens. Is when you're in that map.
All right, I'm back.
All right. I was just saying. So Overwatch 2 is having a story mode.
Right.
So what if like they did live events during that? So like at one o'clock, you need to go into the game, and you need to go to Rio de Janeiro. You go to Rio de Janeiro, and then the live event happens in that one area, like that sort of thing.
Yeah, that'd be good. Like, did they say they'll have like open like areas like that?
Kinda. It's basically like it's gonna be. Have you played for instance, any of the like archive missions?
No, I'm not.
So a lot of the archive missions are retelling Overwatch, basically. So there's Uprising, Storm Rising, and I forgot what the last one's called. There's like a Blackwatch one as well. Maybe that's Storm Rising. I don't. Anyways, basically what it is like you start here, you got to kill these guys, then you move on, you kill this guy, you move on, and it's basically just moving you through a map. And as you're moving, the difficulty gets a little bit more difficult until the very end.
Okay.
So like that's what that mode is.
Okay.
The story mode apparently is supposed to be similar to that.
Okay. Maybe they were laying out the groundwork for Overwatch 2 with those archive missions.
Maybe. I mean, that's kind of. I'm excited for it anyway. But I mean, like I was just thinking when you were gone, I was just kind of running my mouth about maybe this is an idea that they could do, sort of thing. I definitely think it would be a unique thing to see more people do in-game live events. I just don't know how certain games would.
Yeah, I think it works primarily with games that actually have that kind of open lobby kind of aspect about them. I mean, maybe like something like Valorant could do something like that, like at a certain time in the middle of the matches, like like a flare goes off in the map or something like that.
I was gonna say I was trying to think of like a one for Apex like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like you go into the game and then suddenly like it's just like you can't kill anyone, you can't use your guns and everything.
Yeah, like all of a sudden everything's disabled.
Yeah, I would say that sucked though. When they did the end of Chapter 1 for Fortnite, I got stuck in the building animation. And it wouldn't take down my pre-builds, so I was trying to like view stuff, and I had a wall like pre-built in front of me, and it wouldn't go off the fucking screen.
Oh man, that sucks.
So I'm like, everybody else is like watching, like whoa, and I'm like, yeah, whoa.
This is amazing.
I mean, it was a cool event, but I mean, like, I'm just kind of sitting there like, this sucks for everybody watching this, like, I'm sorry, I fucked up. Yeah. But yeah, no. Yeah, like I said, I don't know how certain games would do it.
Yeah. Maybe it would be interesting to see more of them.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think that it's a good story device as well, because that's the big one for Fortnite, is that's their main story device. So,
like when I played Fortnite, because I played Fortnite for maybe like the first month it came out, because it came out right around Destiny 2's first really bad dry period. Which was during the Curse of Osiris expansion.
Okay.
And like I was at a place where like I finally got into gaming more and stuff like that, but now the only game that I played is fucking dry. So what do I do? There's this new game called Fortnite. You should check it out. Okay, it looks like it's made for kids, but I'll try.
Mm,
um, and so I played it, and I remember, crap, what was that? There's like this like mountain you could go into, and then you actually go into the mountain, and it looks like a cave, like a superhero cave,
oh yeah.
and like I
There's
was
the
like, oh, this
rocket.
guy,
Yeah,
yeah, and yeah, the fucking rocket that shot off, and I was like,
yeah.
oh, that's pretty cool. And then like all of a sudden like there's these like portals showing up and shit like I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of cool how they tell the story kind of like that, where I think Valorant might be doing something similar-ish, but probably more with like kind of like the Overwatch way, where they tell it through like videos online, like kind of like how Overwatch and Apex they have videos of the lore behind the
Yeah.
scenes. Um,
I mean that is kind of one of the things that like I've liked and hated about Overwatch is the fact that like the lore is very very vast, but we don't know it.
yeah,
And like
but
a lot of it is voice line based as well. That's the weird thing.
yeah, same
Um,
with Valorant because apparently in Valorant like supposedly Jet and Phoenix kind of have like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith kind of thing going on.
I can totally see that
Um,
from the video now.
yeah, because like the video, they're going after each other or whatever. But then like if you ever have a Jet and a Phoenix in the same team,
Yeah.
um, some of Jet's lines to Phoenix are like, "Don't mess up that pretty face," but stuff like that. And so I think I saw it on Reddit where they're talking about how they got like a little Mr. and Mrs. Smith thing going on. And then there a recent one I noticed was like Viper. If she goes to defuse, but she's obviously too late.
Hmm.
I heard it when I was playing last night, and Athena went up to defuse it, but she wasn't gonna make it. But Viper all of a sudden starts saying, oh shit, come on, come on, come on, come on," and then boom. I'm like, it's interesting because it kind of
Hmm.
piques you, just like what is the idea behind these voice lines, as well
Yeah.
as um, with games like Valorant and Overwatch, the details in the maps.
Hmm.
You can pick up little things here and there. Like I know that was what first got me to think about the dynamic between Hanzo and Genji. When I first played Overwatch, I was like, "What's going
That
on
was
there?"
it.
And then all of a sudden I found out, oh, they're brothers. Like
A fucking hour later, and I remember I was gonna say the real life Hanzo, motherfucker.
well, not anymore. I got a haircut yesterday, so
Damn
yeah. Yeah,
it.
you wouldn't be able to tell because I knew I was doing this podcast with you and you're a sports guy, so I wore my Violent Gentleman hockey snapback.
There we go. Um, but yeah, and then I started thinking about it as well. Now, as we were just talking about that, it's the same thing with Apex right now. Apex doing the quests is probably the best thing Apex has done.
It's very interesting. I haven't kept up with it, but
So
I'm probably gonna have to hop on
I'm
and
gonna I'm gonna spoil I'm gonna spoiler something for you.
go for it.
So in one of the missions, Watson gets knocked like unconscious, like almost like she's down.
Oh, okay.
She's hurt. So they like Wraith like grabs Octane and like heads back to the like med bay where they're all at and everything. And Caustic is at her bed, like
Mm.
on his knees, like right next to her, like hasn't left her sight since she got back, sort of thing. Loba walks in the door. Caustic sees her, fucking runs over to her, grabs her by the throat, and slams her against the wall.
Oh shit.
And apparently, I was talking to Deer about it because Deer is always like immediately after the quest. It's like, did you read the quest? Did you do the quest? Did you read the quest? Like that sort of thing. She looked into it, and apparently, they have like a father-daughter relationship.
Okay.
But I never fucking knew that. It's like it's a very like hidden thing that you can like hear every now and then, or like it's been like shown every now and then, but it's not like. But like that one scene though, apparently is like that's the thing that shows you like nope, like that's it.
Okay. That's pretty neat. Was it an actual like in-game cinematic?
No, no, I fucking wish it was. Jesus, I wish it was. No, so what they
That
do
would
is
be
you do
cool.
the quest, and the quest is literally it's like a PVE mode
Yeah,
where it's go to
I did the
this.
first one, I think.
Yeah, so they're all on that path, but they're each just enough different, and the weapons change, and the characters you can use change as well, which is kind of cool.
Okay.
So that happens, and then after you get done with that, it does the story, where it's just like the reading of the story sort of thing, and each character is like saying their own stuff. It was during that because
Okay.
Loba's the one trying to get us to go find all the artifacts and like that sort of thing. So Caustic was like blaming her.
That would explain why I kept seeing so many like fan art
Hmm.
photos of Caustic and Watson.
Yeah, it's been very interesting.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, like, but I like games that do that, like tell the story throughout the game and with little hints, because it's a very subtle, way. Of course, I'd love to just know the entire fucking backstory of everyone,
Right.
but
But it's like a long drawn out movie, you know, you let it play out.
exactly, well, and I think it gets you invested more.
Well, that's why I love Destiny so much. That's the only reason why I stuck with it for so long because I was so heavily invested in the lore and the backstory of it.
Hmm.
Which is why I'm super excited about where it's heading now. Because with that reveal that they did, they laid out their game plan, like a vague game plan up till 2024.
So now here's
Um,
my question, of course, because I didn't watch watch when that came out. Are they going to continue with the expansions, or is there going to be a Destiny 3?
so they have not said anything about Destiny 3. Um, I think, in fact, actually, they did mention one thing. If I'm not mistaken, I'll have to watch it again, rewatch it again. But I'm pretty sure they said that they're all in on Destiny 2.
Okay.
In order to make Destiny. And you know what? I think it was actually an interview with Dr. Lupo. I think Dr. Lupo interviewed Luke Smith, the game director for Destiny, and asked him about Destiny 3, and they basically said we're not doing Destiny 3 because that would require us to basically scrap everything and start from new.
Hmm.
Um, and that's not what they want to do. So what they're doing is they're building upon what they already have.
Okay.
In order to make room for new, they will be getting rid of the old. So that's why sunsetting of weapons and armor is going to be a thing, which a lot of people are like really butthurt about because and I get it. You spend so much time putting in the work and effort to get these weapons that are like pinnacle weapons. And the new season comes out or a new expansion comes out and they're no longer viable weapons, or they're getting rid of them. Oh yeah, Telly has a good point as well. They would also have to stop supporting Destiny 2, if they were to do Destiny 3.
Fair enough.
Um, but they'll be sunsetting weapons and armor. They'll be getting rid of certain destinations that are no longer pertinent to the storyline or what they're doing in game. So like we'll be losing out on was it Titan, Io, Mercury, and Mars, and making room for new destinations. Which I get it. Some people are like, oh, but I like Titan or I like Io.
Hmm.
Why don't we keep that? I'm just like, well, when is the last time you actually went there for anything pertinent to the story, other than just going there to take care of your dailies? Um, but shit, where's my train of thought? Fuck.
Well,
I hate
so
when that happens.
here's one off of what Telly said with supporting D2. So
Mhm.
would they have to? Because for instance, when Overwatch 2 comes out, Overwatch is still going to be playable,
Right.
and the
Well,
servers
because
are
I think it's
still.
because they still support. I think they still technically support Destiny 1 right
Hmm.
now.
Well, because
So
that's my thing is
they're
that
just
like with Overwatch 2, like for instance, if I have Overwatch 2 and you have Overwatch, right? We can still play. It's just that you can't play PvE, and your character models aren't upgraded like mine are.
I think I remember you explaining that to me.
So, for instance, just because Telly brought it up, and like, would they have to just completely stop the D2 community, or like, you know what I mean?
Right. I think they would probably have to make the decision whether or not to keep Destiny 1 still up. and running.
Mm.
Because that's still a thing. I haven't touched it in God knows how long. Especially since I swapped to PC and I don't touch my Xbox anymore.
True.
I've officially removed the external hard drive and I'm using it as a Blu-ray player now.
Oh, there we go.
But they'd probably have to make a decision whether or not to keep Destiny 1 up. See, Telly said, believe they said they don't have the resources to focus on D3 and still support D2. Okay.
Fair enough. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, like, and that's the other
Yeah.
thing is as well, is that, like, if, because, like, I know, like, you've talked about it before where, like, the community, like, is in that weird state of they love the game, but they hate the game.
Right.
I could see a potential D3 almost potentially being that last nail in the coffin, because if they do spend too much on D3, then D2 isn't looking good, and then the people that like D2, like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But then if they put too much into D2 but not into D3, like,
Right.
I see that. I mean, that makes sense then.
Yeah. But I like how where they're headed, and there's been a lot of speculation as to the word choice during the review. And I know we're jumping back from 4 to 3 here,
That's
but
fine.
it was kind of interesting how so they laid it out. This expansion coming out this fall will be Beyond Light, where ever since Destiny 1, we've been guardians of the light. We have powers that are given to us by the light.
Okay.
And now apparently this fall we will be harnessing powers of the dark.
Ooh, okay.
Which is very interesting. They're bringing a new subclass, which is darkness based, and then the next expansion after that is the the Witch Queen, which is the tale of the sister of the big bad in the Taken King, which is from Destiny 1.
Now, in that iteration with the Witch King and Witch Queen, is there going to be a scene where a little boy jumps out of nowhere and like stabs him in the chest, and then everything goes away, like with the Witch Queen? Or no, it's not. I'm messing up things now. Don't mind me.
I'm trying to rack my brain to find the reference.
Yeah. Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I haven't watched Game of Thrones.
Fair enough. They're big,
but we do have HBO now, so me and my wife have stated that we want to.
Yeah, so their big bad gets killed in like maybe like 3 seconds in the dumbest way possible, and yes, that's kind of what I was hinting at. Was I was like,
okay.
because the name sounded familiar in my head, but now that I say it out loud, I actually don't know what I'm saying anymore. So it's been a long day, man.
Let's see here. Let me make sure I get the names right too. So there's so we have Beyond Light, the Witch Queen, and I want to say, is there I can't remember if there's another one before the last one or not. Let me see here. DLC. Just searching stuff real quick. Okay, so no, it's just the Beyond Light, then the Witch Queen, and then Lightfall, which was very interesting because the image that they showed was the Traveler, which is the thing that gives us the power of the light, with a pyramid ship inside of it, which is symbolic of the darkness.
Okay.
And Luke Smith stated that Lightfall will bring us to a moment. The way he was talking, I thought he was going to say this should bring us to a conclusion, but he says it brings us to a moment, and he was also a big World of Warcraft fan. So the biggest speculation right now is what if by Lightfall we get to a point where we have to make a decision whether we want to be a guardian of the light or a guardian of the dark.
Ooh.
So
and that also just, I like it just because of the name, because the name kind of implies that a little bit too.
Yeah. Well, they also stated that it's a working title right now, but I think they should keep it. I kind of like it.
Yeah, that's not a. I mean, it's it says says.
It honestly sounds like a fucking. Kind of reminds me of like Skyfall, like a James Bond title. But yeah, so that's the main reason why I'm super excited about Destiny again. Destiny Race War might now not be a good look right now. Oh yeah.
I'll
tell you.
Yeah.
Well, it's happening in 2024, not now. So hopefully by then, hopefully by then the state of America will
America and Chaz.
Yeah, we'll have come to a better place than it is now. Yeah, 2020 has been a fucking
Also,
nut.
also real quick, I don't know if this is gonna get me banned or anything for this, but can we talk about Chaz for a moment? This this autonomous zone in Seattle. Have you heard about this? So a bunch of the people in Seattle took a zone, an area, and basically just said, "Fuck you, this is our zone now," and they're calling it Chaz. And anyone like, yep, you're allowed in there. Like one of the things I read was that like anyone's kind of allowed in. You know, there's free food if you need it. And they ran out of food because they had homeless people come in, and the homeless people ate all the food. So now they're asking people to please help support them and give them food.
So what was their mindset behind setting this up? Are they just fed up with
Oh
everything in
yeah,
general?
it's like the fuck the government, fuck the police. We can, because it stands for something something autonomous zone or something like that.
Okay.
So like that whole thing was that like we can like have our own area, and we're policing, and we'll have all these rules, and we'll do it like the way it should be done, and we don't need you and all that. So yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
like one of the very first days they ran out of food because they're free food if you need it, and a bunch of homeless people came and ate all the food. Um, so then they were asking people to please support them and give them food.
Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone.
There we
Okay.
go. Yeah, take a look at it. It's fucking wild. And then the other thing was a a uh, a dumpster caught on fire, and they didn't know what to do, so they called a fire station outside of their autonomous zone to come in and put it out. Um,
It just sounds like I get it. You know, our I mean, given my current occupation, I can't completely speak
mm-hmm.
in fully what I think. But it does seem a little like when you're in high school or middle school and you get pissed off at your parents and you decide to run away for like 5 minutes. Um, in theory, they probably thought
There,
that it's a great idea, but
like
listen,
there's just so many things that like I've seen with it that it's like you guys are fucking clowns. Like there's like a giant board that says like supplies, and it's like this is what we need, and it's like and of course I'm a big one for like wording, right? So need, what do you need, Xander? Right? You need a house, you need
mhm.
food, you need water.
Yep.
Okay, cigarettes, lighters, vegan food. It has to be vegan though. Um,
Oh, right.
we need shirts to go up to only a large, because when there's those like those, you know, like, and it was like there's a whole like list of these things, and it was just like it was the most obscure fucking things, and I'm just sitting there like you guys are really having a tough time like with this like
Yeah.
whole like living life thing, right? Like I don't know. I
Yeah, it's
just
one of those things where 2020 has been bad enough on you guys. Like, do you really want to make it worse for you?
yeah,
Like,
I just like I said, the first two things that the first two things that I saw literally was homeless people taking like homeless people ate all their food, so now they have no more food, and they're asking people for food supplies, even though they're all anonymous. They don't need, you know, they don't need help. Um, and then the second thing being that they had to call outside of their zone firefighters to come in and put out a garbage fire, which is a perfect example for the whole, you know, thing. The other one
yeah.
was that there was a person walking down the street with a sign, and a bunch of them went up to him, held him in place, and wouldn't let him leave. And then they started like one of the guys started trying to kiss him.
Uh,
Yeah,
okay.
just I mean, like I said, just look it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
look that up.
yeah,
That's
it's interesting. Let's put it like that.
to say the least.
Yeah. Um, it's one of those things where recently I saw that the Mayan calendar may have been off by a few years, and apparently new
Oh, I
readings.
firmly believe that the world did end
Well,
in
no.
2012. It's just been like a domino effect till now.
They're saying that there's been some things that they misread it, and it actually is supposed to be 2020, and it's supposed to be like next month.
Oh, great.
And with the way things are going right now, it's the end of the world as we know it.
Yeah,
um,
no, I agree with what Bruja said in my chat not too long ago. Yeah, 2020 needs a reset,
yeah, you ain't
or we
kidding.
need to make a big comeback in 2021.
that's by big comeback. Do you mean like the murder bees actually like show up? Can we also like murder bees
No, I
showed
mean,
up? Murder bees showed up. We were all gonna get killed, and then murder bees ran away. Like I'm like
yeah. I heard about that like briefly, and I I was like, okay, okay, what now?
see like there's always gonna be the skeptical side of me because of course. So first it was the COVID, then we got the murder bees, and then
Hmm.
immediately everything went away, and then it was straight to what's happening right now.
Hmm.
And it's one of those things where it's like like it's that almost like of course it's the conspiracy side where it's like it's like is there people just sitting there like being like boom press the button COVID done, okay, it's like now how do we get them to keep their minds off of this other thing? I have an idea. Murder bees. They press the murder bee buttons and nobody gave a fuck, and then they're like shit, what do we do,
It's almost like right now our lives are. Have you ever seen oh fuck, what was that movie? Was it Cabin in the Woods?
yes, I have seen Cabin in the Woods, yes, fucking
With Cabin in the Woods, where they control all the
mm-hmm.
monsters and shit like that. Yeah, it's basically that.
Yeah, 100%. Like that,
Uh,
like that's how I feel
Tully
like
says, Tully saes it's a filler episode. The Murder Beast.
I like I said, I'm done with this shit simply because it's just so it's just so
Same.
well, it's dumb.
Yeah.
It's all of this shit is dumb. Everything that's happened so far this year is dumb, and if I keep going into this, I'm going to get banned. So I probably shouldn't keep going into this because
We'll probably we'll probably cut it off
all
here.
all I'll say is this: is that like for instance, right now I'm unemployed, right? You and me
Mhm.
have talked about this. I'm unemployed. I still do some work here and there, but mainly I'm just unemployed. And
Right.
it's strictly because most of the areas, or most of the companies that we sell to, are having to close down stores. So my thing is like right now, I want to get back to normal work. That's my big thing.
Right.
I want to get back to normal work. I physically am not allowed to. The extra $600 that they're giving us has been incredible because I've built up this war chest of my savings now. That ends next month.
Right.
That extra 600. Now, apparently, there is a new version of that being put onto the House or the Senate or whatever. I fucking don't remember which one.
Hmm.
But instead of them being like, hey, you know what? The people need help. Let's just do this and get this done with. There's a ton of extra shit written into it that doesn't fucking matter.
Oh yeah.
That they're literally just
Uh,
throwing in there because is hey, like if you turn this down, then you're turning down giving these people, the good people money. By the way, we want to do this thing where you physically like there will be a police officer that comes to your house and watches you drink pee.
mhm.
Of course, that's not really a thing, but I mean, um,
That's why, like, when it comes to politics, like, I've given up on really trying to like pick a side
oh
or
yeah,
anything like that because both sides are just fucked. Like like hardcore conservatives they call me a liberal, fucking hardcore Democrats they call me a Republican. I just believe that if there's something that needs to be fucking done, fucking do it.
yes,
All right. If there's something wrong, fix it.
like
All right.
and like that's
It's
like
gotten to a point where politicians all they fucking care about are themselves.
yes, 100.
That's
percent
that's it.
I just
The-
I'm
there's not a single person. I believe there's not a single person, and this could potentially hurt me. Um, but I honestly believe that there's not a single person in the government that actually gives a shit about the people.
100%.
Hands down.
100%. I mean, it's one of those. I mean, like it's there's certain things that have happened in the last few years that have been good and bad. We can all just agree with that, right? Like we can all fucking agree with that. Um, for instance, one of the bad things for me personally is I don't go to the hospital. If I hurt myself, I fix it myself. But because of someone, I now have to have medical insurance, or else I would be fined $3,000 or $2,000 or whatever the fuck the number was.
Funny how if you don't pay, you have to pay.
Yeah, right. I mean, like, so, like, I was forced to do it.
Mhm.
When beforehand it was literally like, okay, I need to go to the doctors. I would go to the doctors, get done with it, and they'd say, okay, how do you want to pay? And I'd say, I need a pay scale. And they'd say,
Mhm.
okay, they would give me the forms and they'd say, fill this out, send it in, and then we'll send you, your like receipt for how much it is based off of how much money you make. And most of the time it was like $20, $30, something like that for a visit. Like done. But like now I'm paying $189 every month.
Yep.
I haven't been to the hospital in 4 years.
As in case. It's in case.
Like that's the thing is like I know for a fact as soon as I say nah I'm good. Let's cancel this. I'm gonna get hit by a fucking car.
Yep.
It's just it's like so like there's that, and then there's the other side of it where it's like then there's people that are like, oh, what about universal healthcare or whatever, and then it's like, cool, yeah, I automatically want that money taken out of my check every single week, and I don't get a say.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, it's not like, oh, we're gonna take out like $10. No, it's like we're gonna take 35%.
Yeah, I tell you, insurance in general is the biggest fucking racket.
Oh yeah, I mean it's the whole like I said, like the whole everything that's been going on in the last few years has not been about what's best for us. It's been about what makes us look good. Also, we don't like this person, so let's just try and run them out. We don't give a shit about everything else. Let's just try and run them out. I'm so over it, bro. It's like these people are being elected to represent us, and they don't represent us. Like, and it's one of those things. Like, personally, I don't vote. I don't know if like this is a little bit controversial, and I know this, but I don't vote. And there's one specific reason why I don't vote. This last election, I stayed up and I wanted to watch it. I wanted to watch it live when they were counting the votes and they were doing everything, right? You know what state was the very first one to put in their ballot for who they're voting for? Vermont. They put in the nomination for Vermont before they tallied all the votes for Vermont.
Yeah.
Now I understand. And of course, I'm not an idiot. I understand why we have an electoral college. It's because without it, we would have fucking four cities voting every president every 4 years. But like when I saw that, it's like my vote doesn't matter. So all the people out there that go, "Oh, well, your vote matters," no, it doesn't. Because
the vote that really matters is who you vote for your state.
Exactly.
Because whoever you vote for your state is going to be the one who's voting for the president.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the whole thing works, and you have to trust in that person to vote according to what you wanted.
And that's the thing. Is like that's why I was just like I was like this is fucking dumb. Like the everything isn't even in yet, and he's already we've already casted our vote. Yeah. Like of course Vermont's going to vote Democratic anyway, but I mean like if it, for some reason somehow it didn't go that way. Yeah. Imagine that fucking shit storm that would have happened. Yeah. But anyways, moving off of moving.
Man, that's a crazy in-game live event, man.
Yeah, right. Like that's the live event of live events right there. Is fucking politics.
2020.
Yeah.
Politics.
Yeah, well, 2020, the live event of everybody's life. But anyway, so the final topic of the night and the newest series to the podcast, My Life as a...
Where do I begin? I am a father, I am a Coast Guardsman, I am a streamer, visual artist, and sometimes, I play games.
Yeah. So let's hit on the second one out of all of them, Coast Guard, right?
So I have been with the Coast Guard for what is it, 5 years now? Okay. Coming up on 5 years. I am a storekeeper, 3rd class.
Okay.
So basically my job is procurement and logistics and inventory. I don't do so much the inventory side of things. I'm mostly procurement right now.
Okay, that means
pretty much. Basically, whenever a unit needs something, I buy it for them.
Okay, fair enough.
So now, big change.
Do you guard the coast by any chance?
I used to. So my last unit, when I was known as a non-rate, basically, because like Navy, Coast Guard, they kind of have the same term for your rating. for your job.
Okay.
But the Coast Guard is different, where when you first join and you get out of boot camp, you're known as a non-rate because you don't have a job. You just go to a unit and you kind of learn the ins and outs from every angle that you possibly can,
Mm.
and then you can make a decision on where you want to go to A school for. Um, but my last unit was an operational unit down in the Florida Keys. We did maritime law enforcement and search and rescue. And I honestly loved the job. Biggest thing for me though is I get tremendously seasick.
Okay.
There have been multiple times where we would be out on a case that's like, 20 miles offshore, super rough sea state, and I am pale in the face. I'm throwing up everything. I'm like hanging off the edge of the boat. It's bad. Now, I pride myself in the fact that I usually wait until the job's done to start puking.
Okay. Fair enough.
I had a little bit of, willpower there. But ultimately, I saw this as, if I were to stay operational, I probably couldn't, be of benefit to an operational unit at this rate. So I decided to go the support route, which it has its benefits. I have, it's an office job. I have a lot more time to spend with my family. Um, and I have a lot more time to play video games. But at the same time, the whole reason I joined was because I was a lifeguard for 5 years. And I like the aspect of search and rescue, like, going out and helping people.
Okay.
And so that was the whole point of me joining. But yeah, I've been doing this for 5 years now. Looking at probably extending for another two, maybe re-enlisting for another four. I don't know. It
Nice.
really depends on how the design stuff goes. That's one of the reasons why I really wanted to push that design stuff recently.
Hmm. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
like I said, I think you're doing great work with it, so keep it up.
thank you, appreciate it.
Um,
Tell you so the C6 seaman, yeah, pretty much
there you go. I mean, that could. I mean, shit. That could be your. If you ever do reload,
a
yeah,
rebranding.
rebrand again. There you go. The C6 Seaman.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I mean that's cool though. I mean, my dad was in the Air Force for 24 years, so I'm always um what's the word here? Grateful for people that do Coast Guard or any of that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? Any of the branches.
yeah.
You know.
And the military, especially nowadays, um, military or any kind of law enforcement gig gets a bad rep. But
Hmm.
um, I would venture to say that there are select people, even in law enforcement, that are truly trying to do the right thing.
Oh yeah.
Um, and they only do those jobs because they truly believe that they want to make a difference and help people. Even though, with what's going on now, uh, there are very many corrupt people, and I've spoken on that side where, in my experience, I have witnessed people abuse their power of authority.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Um,
I mean, I can agree with you there too.
but for every bad egg, there's a good cookie.
Yeah. I mean, and it's one of those things like no matter what, you're gonna see it. It doesn't matter what what the job is, what the profession is. No matter what, there's always gonna be like the good and the bad. Like when I was
Yeah.
coaching, for instance, there were some coaches that wouldn't watch film, for instance,
Hmm.
but then they would plead that they know exactly what's going on,
Hmm.
but yet they didn't watch any of the film. Just that tells you what they're doing.
Yeah.
And there's physical records showing that. And then there's other coaches who'd watch fucking 12 hours of film
Hmm.
minimum, and then I would be getting lectured that I'm not watching enough film. Like just for like as a weird kind of like no matter what, there's always going to be. It's the same. It's the same thing when it comes
Yeah. No matter
to
where you go, there's going to be those shitheads.
yeah. It's just that I feel like in military law enforcement that sort of thing, it's a brighter spotlight than, like, for instance, the person who works at the local grocery store,
Mm-hmm.
you know, who's a cuck and, you know, gets fucking high before they come to work and then, you know, eats the food versus, yeah, it's just, it's, you know, yeah.
Well, even in the grocery store world, like my brother, he worked at a I think it was a Food Lion. He worked there, and like he ended up quitting his job because he worked there for about a year.
Mm-hmm.
Never took a sick day, never called out for anything like that. And Christmas comes around, and I hadn't seen him in like maybe like a year and a half, maybe 2 years at this point. And we invited them to come up to Cape Cod to spend Christmas with us. And his boss had this like all high and mighty fucking attitude, and it was like, no, we need you to stay here. You're not going anywhere. Like he was like a total dick about it. And my brother was like, all right, you know what? Fuck off. I'm done here.
That's good. Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him. It was like one of the people that I used to work with. They work at the grocery store now. Yesterday, I headed over there, and like I'm never gonna understand the thought process behind what happened. Because like I saw him when I was walking over there, and they go, "Oh, just so you know, a lot of the food over there is expired right now, and they're still selling it."
Jesus Christ.
And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then they're like, "Oh, so there's no plastic bags; it's only paper bags." I was like, "Oh, okay." And they're like, "And they're 15 cents each, so you better get ready to, to pay for a plastic bag or paper bag sort of thing." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So then I go over to the store. None of the food was expired that was on the shelves. Like the main like food, like meat food. They had every fucking aisle had like 100 plastic bags.
The fuck?
And I'm just like I'm sitting there like, well, what the fuck you like, you know? It's crazy world.
People be crazy, man.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. You ain't fucking kidding.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, that is about the end of the podcast. Unless there's anything else you want to bring up or mention.
No, I think we had a awesome chat. I love talking with you. We need to do it again. Even if it's not a
Aww.
podcast, we need to hang out.
Yeah, I was gonna say you said about doing Valorant again at some point together, and
Yeah.
I'm sitting there like when you said that, I was like, yeah, but I don't think you want to play Sunday morning, so I'm gonna have to figure something out. But yeah, no, I definitely agree. For everyone out there, I will be leaving Xander's information in in the description. His Fiverr account, his Twitch account, any other account. Oh, I think I just saw Sander. Oh, the good thing is I have his stream up on my other page over here, so my power just went out. Well, there we go. Oh, Xander, tell me all the things that you need to get off your chest here. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Xander. I know you can't do your own outro promo here right now, but I will be leaving the link to his YouTube, or I'll leave a link to his YouTube, his Fiverr, however the fuck you say it. I always forget I always fuck up on how you say it. His Twitch, all that will be in the description in the video down below. Thank you, Xander, for coming on. I appreciate it. Like I said, you're the first reoccurring streamer that I've had on. So it was a lot of fun. And like I said, I think we did podcast like 9, so it's been like 10 or something like that. I don't know. There's some sort of, let me see here. Yeah, you were podcast 6. So, it's been, 3 months basically since the last one. So it was a lot of fun. We would definitely do it again. We would play some games. We'd do all that sort of stuff. But depending on where you are in the world when you watch/listen to this, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Stay out of trouble, stay safe, and we will talk to y'all later. Bye.